Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Ultimate X-Men Comics issue number 1. Now, I picked this one up 2 or 3 years ago from a bookstore called Bargain Book Time and got it for £4.99. Now, Ultimate Comics X-Men deals with the after effects of the ultimatum, where mutants are by law to turn themselves in or gunned down on sight. So the cover we have Wolverine's son, named Jimmy, and with Johnny Storm, Iceman, and Kitty Pryde. So let's get on the story. It starts off how an unknown woman is getting out of a taxi and knocks on the door saying, "Mrs. Pleasant? Hi, I'm Karen Grant. We spoke on the phone earlier." "Oh, of course. Would you like some coffee?" "Thanks, I'm fine, thank you." "I didn't really understand from the call. You did say you were with some kind of school." "No, not a school." And she asks mainly, to show the videotape, and it's of her daughter's mutant powers. She says, "Incredible. When did her powers first emerge?" 3 weeks ago." "How old is she?" She's just turned 12, 2 months back." "This isn't that young?" "Not really. I was actually a bit younger than that when mine popped up." And so she asks, mainly points out that she's a mutant, and that her name was Jean Grey. And she asks, where's the husband and all that. He says he's upstairs too, the same with the daughter. And mainly he ends up shooting his own daughter, saying, She's gone! It's done." "Oh my god, my baby. She was sleeping. She didn't feel it, honey. She didn't feel a thing. She's going up to heaven now. She'll be up there waiting for us." So meanwhile, the President's Special Mutant Affairs Officer, Miss Valerie Cooper, talks with him about what's been happening, and even asking about the whole reveal about mutants being found out and stuff. So riots in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles have been happening. And they even ask anything else what's been going on. So meanwhile, the new X-Men are watching TV. Into that, did they just cause a virus? "Derek, shut up. I want to hear this. What can you tell us about the connections between the Weapon X program and the diseased X-Men codenamed Wolverine?" And Cooper's like, "The Weapon X project in the successful creation of the first Homo sapien dubbed Mutant Zero by the research team. He eventually escaped from the publicity and later became an X-Men, popularly known as Wolverine. You know as much as I do." And Derek's like, "Jimmy, isn't that your dad? I mean, your biological dad?" Yeah, it is." And so he decides to head off and look for Weapon X. But they mainly point out that it's been years, so they probably don't know if it's still standing in that. Meanwhile, at one of the mutant camps, Storm is looking at the plant and helps refurbish it. And meanwhile, in a holding facility, Colossus is getting the shock of a lifetime. And meanwhile, Rogue is running from forces trying to gun her down, and also have to deal with the new version of the Sentinels called Nimrod, saying, "Mutant identity confirmed, codename Rogue, freeze." And the questions are still being answered, saying, "Did the President know that man created mutants?" And you got the President here, who's presumably Obama, saying, "This is getting ugly, Fury. So the situation's on the ground, Mr. President. We need state-of-the-art evac orders immediately across the board. Americans' lives are in serious risk, even in Allied territory. I can't be everywhere, you know. What my budget is these days. And so Quicksilver shows up, saying, "Couldn't agree more, Mr. President. As yourself said so erotically, violence is not the solution." And Fury's like, "What in the hell? Sir, sit down! Freeze!" "Gentlemen, please, I'm only here to hands in the air now." And even Quicksilver points out, saying, "And a number of your elements, General Fury. Form a number, you little..." So they want to hear what Quicksilver has to say, and says, "I got here just as quick as I could." So meanwhile, all of them, we were introduced to other mutants like Jimmy on the open road, Colossus looking down, and they're like, "Key, are you hearing this?" "Yeah, I am. Turn it off, or I'll put a hand through it." It's like, "But this is history. It's like the moon landings." "No, Bobby, this is like finding out they faked the moon landings." "Realize what this means?" "What? Sorry?" "Mutants got their powers through a science experiment. I got my powers through a science experiment. It's the same thing." No, Johnny, it's no." "What?" "Dude, listening to kind does not make you black." Yeah, I'm actually surprised Johnny is trying to make this count, because really it doesn't, because that was due to cosmic rays. Their powers were done by a mad scientist. And Kitty Pryde says that they shouldn't get involved in that, but they're gonna have to now, due to the fact, and also the fact that Rogue is also out in the open. So Kitty Pryde gets her Shroud costume on, and together the X-Men with Iceman and Human Torch get ready. Meanwhile, a new group of mutant haters called the Purifiers have captured mutants and held them up like storage, saying, "There he is, sir." "And what about the motel itself?" And they even point out that they are mainly using their powers, and we see William Stryker Jr., who did appear in the final few issues of X-Men, saying, "Good, remember that this is a gift he has given us to see all the signs of man, to see them, to find them, to take hold of them, and to purify them." Yes, Reverend Stryker." And so Rogue has to deal with the other Nimrod Sentinels. But just then, Kitty Pryde, Human Torch, and Iceman show up to help out. They're like, and Rogue's like, "Yeah, but I'm okay, but guys, be careful, these Nimrods." "Mutant identity confirmed, Kitty Pryde. Mutant identity confirmed, Robert Drake. Surrender now or die." And I like how basically Johnny Storm is going through this again, saying, "I'm still a mutant, I should be accepted." And I was like, say, "Huh? See, now everybody wins." And so Nimrod's like, "Mutant has responded with aggression to verbal request, use of lethal force now." "Didn't you just hear me? I said he's not a mutant. Whatever happened to due process?" And so they have to take on the Nimrod Sentinels, which are not like the original Sentinels from Ultimate X-Men. So Human Torch rescues Kitty Pryde and goes back for the kill, and even creates a big fire blast, with the Sentinels still standing, saying, "Nimrod model Sentinel, the operation check 98%. This must be a really embarrassing moment for you. I've had worse. My turn now." "No, fall back. These guys are too tough." So Iceman goes against it, but ends up getting his arm cut off, saying, "Bobby! I'm on it." "How bad?" "It's okay. It'll grow back. Just leaking, gross. This must be a really embarrassing moment for you." And so they mainly decide to... Keyboy decides to fall back and tries to find an advantage and rescues Rogue just in time, and at the same time falls back into a train. They're like, "You're lucky I'm wearing layers." "You alright?" "Yeah, I think so." Good news. So I'm gonna have to end it here. So like, comment, and subscribe. Comic Reviewer here, signing out.